Day 2 of the NFL Draft is here. I am Tom Downey. We're going to break down the best available prospects on Mel Kiper's board and briefly mention my own as well. But we're a show for the people. So I want to hear from you guys off the top here who you think is the best prospect left in the 2022 NFL Draft. Sound off in the comment section. For myself, it is linebacker Nakobe Dean out of Georgia, my 20th overall player. Some whispers of a knee medical issue potentially causing his fall, but he is my best available guy at this point. For Mel Kiper, it is a quarterback, Malik Willis, number 17 overall on his board. Only one QB went in the first round. That was Kenny Pickett. So Willis, who had been linked as high as number 2 overall, which I never thought was going to happen, is still on the board in the second round. Who do you think will end up taking at least my number 1 QB in this year's class? Make your early prediction for me in the comments right now. Number 20 on Kiper's board. Number 2 remaining is Arnold Ebiketie, the edge rusher out of Penn State. And then my guy, Nakobe Dean, checks in there at number 25 overall. So it's not that dissimilar in terms of the grades. I was much lower on Malik Willis. I got Ebiketie on my board at 36, so we're all kind of in a similar range. David Ojabo is next up here. His reason for the slide is very easy. It's medical. He has the torn Achilles or the ruptured Achilles, so I don't know where he goes. It could be as high as 33 or 34 even, or maybe he slides like 50s or 60s. He is a wild card in round 2 of this year's draft. Number 28 overall is Christian Watson, the North Dakota State receiver, who had some round 1 buzz, which I wasn't really buying from that standpoint. I wasn't sure that was going to be the case in terms of him going that high. Big upside. He needs time and development, but he's a top 40 player for me, so we're not that different, but Kiper is higher on Watson than I am. We will be live for day 2 of the NFL Draft. We're going to get things started 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday. And in fact, when you're watching this video, we will have scheduled that live video. So here's what I'm requesting you guys do. If you're not already subscribed, go subscribe, but check the pinned comment because I'm going to link the video of our day 2 live stream so you can click it and set reminder. That way you'll get that notification instantly when we go live. So I'm going to give you guys some time to handle that process right now. Head down to the pinned comment, click the link for today's live stream, and hit set reminder so you can join us for our entire day 2 NFL Draft coverage. Matt Corral, next up here, number 32 overall, which Mel liked the QBs. I did not as much. I am pretty high on Breece Hall for a running back, which, you don't want to take a running back too early. So, hey, is what it is on that standpoint there. I like Hall. He and Nakobe Dean are my last of my cheater round 1/round 2 grades. My guy, Skyy Moore, number 35 overall. Good range there for him. I think in the late 30s, early 40s, we might get a run on those receivers of Pickens, Watson, Moore, etc. Another QB. Yeah, that's right. Mel Kiper's got 3 QBs in his top 9 available prospects. Desmond Ridder is next up here. Second round grade for me, 52 overall. So we're kind of in the similar range. I think I might have. So I had Watson, by the way, at 50. I think I might have said 40 earlier. So those are my 2 lower ranked guys at this stage. Kenneth Walker, I'm actually higher on than Mel Kiper, 35 overall, but second round grade, so we're picking nits at this standpoint here. So Kiper's best available, top 10 left, right? 3 quarterbacks, 2 running backs as well, which I do find quite interesting. Of the running backs, who gets drafted first? Texans, maybe, as the pick? Type BH for Breece Hall, or type in KW for Kenneth Walker. Make your predictions as to who gets taken first right now in the comments section. Alec Pierce out of Cincinnati is next up here. This is a great reminder of no matter how much you like a player, you are never actually the highest on that particular player. I love Alec Pierce. He's my 54th overall player. Kiper's got him at 38, but I'm a big fan of what he can do out of Cincinnati. Andrew Booth, who might have some medical concerns. I think there's top-end speed. Thought I was lower on than most. He's 28th, still available. Kiper's got him down there at 40. I would expect the corners, namely Booth and Roger McCreary, and Kyler Gordon too, to get going early in round 2. First tight end, Trey McBride, who is 42 for Mel, 44 for me. So we see him quite similar in this class. I would not rule out the Bucs taking him. I would also be shocked if he got out of the second round. I feel like the Bengals at the back end of the second round, or Denver back in the second round, would jump all over him. Mel and I both like Abraham Lucas, who I think should be getting more buzz than what he's gotten so far. He is actually my best available tackle left in this class, and Mel agrees. Right tackle at Washington State. He's a good football player. Needs some work in the run blocking, but he's going to go to, I think, an instant starter in this year's draft for a day 2. You'd love to see it. Travis Jones, the UConn defensive lineman. Had it not been for Jordan Davis, I think we would have been talking a little bit more frequently about the combine blow-up that Jones had this year out of UConn. Top available interior defensive lineman left in the class right now. There's Kyler Gordon, number 47 overall for Mel, 38 for me. So I came in, I'm being higher on Gordon than I thought I was going to when it was all said and done. Really great athlete. Might need a little bit of time. He is one of the better corners left on the board. Another Georgia player, go figure, right? Kind of not a surprise to anyone, I would imagine, given how friggin' good that defense was this past year. I've got Tyndall in the 3rd, but I understand what Mel sees. In terms of the play speed, it is incredible. He's so fast out there. He's got a lot of undeveloped upside. Instincts are not there. Got to be patient, but there's a lot to like with Channing Tyndall. Safety Jaquan Brisker here. Another second-round grade for both Mel and I. At this point, we're in pure second-round grades. Brisker, I think, is best as a box safety. Saw the late run on round 1 safeties, Daxton Hill and with Lewis Seen. I think Brisker could go before where Mel has him ranked. Next up is edge rusher Drake Jackson out of USC. Tricky eval for me. I have a 3rd round on him. I don't think he was utilized very well by USC, and as I was going back looking at all my notes for everything, I kept saying I was disappointed with the USC defensive players, and makes me wonder if that means I actually just hate the coaching staff and how they deploy their players. Could very well be the case. Jackson is young, a lot of untapped upside. I got better edges, though, on the board. Guys like Logan Hall, Boye Mafe, etc. I'm a big fan of Jalen Petrie as well. He's actually my best available safety left. 33 overall for me. Mel's not quite as high on Petrie. We'll see where he ends up going. I think it depends on how early the teams want to take safeties, but glad to see Mel put him in his top 25 best available left. I want you guys to name a day 2 sleeper prospect. Who do you think that me, Mel, Big Draft Media is sleeping on right now, who you think is going to develop into a big-time football player? Let me know in the comments right now. Tight end Greg Dulcich next up here out of UCLA. I got a 3rd, but we're not that far off. We're picking nits, I guess, at that level. Offers seam stretching ability. I would not be surprised if he goes in the 2nd round. Boye Mafe out of Minnesota, the edge rusher, who I've got 42 overall. Great athlete, not quite a polished product, but we know how edges tend to rise. I bet he's off the board before pick number 53. George Pickens, one of my guys this year out of Georgia. He's actually my 40th overall player, a little bit lower for Mel at 54. So basically we flip-flop Watson and Pickens basically in this particular style. There are some attitude concerns of like he's a trash talker and sometimes too much so, and will chirp a little bit too much and get in trouble from a flag perspective. But he's got the big frame and vertical ability that I love. Ex-receiver as that big-bodied outside threat with vertical speed. I'm a big fan of George Pickens this year. Perion Winfrey, Oklahoma, producer Sam's guy. We have very similar grades. I have him at 58. Mel's got him at 55, so we're seeing him the same way. Really good Senior Bowl. Helped out his draft stock in a significant way. And then Logan Hall, the top 25 available prospects for Mel Kiper. He rounds things out here. He's 50 overall for me. 56. Mel put him at D tackle. I got him an edge. He's a tweener, and that's a big reason why he fell out of the 1st round.